Hey guys, what's up? So today I'm kind of taking an idea from some friends of mine over at the Swagatron account. They basically, whenever they try to make a showcase, whenever they try to prepare a showcase, they always get like a lot of replays and then use the best ones, and the ones that are left over, they kind of do post commentaries over and explain why they weren't in the showcase or just explain the train of thought or whatever. And I'm kind of going to be doing that with Sylvans and possibly with other showcases in the future. I haven't really decided yet. So today I have a Bujin match, a Tellaknight match, a Shaddolls match, and a Gimmick puppet, I think. Now, all these didn't make it for some reason, and I will try to explain as they happen. So first up, we have Sylvan versus Bujins. Whenever it decides to load. Alright, so... Oh, and first things, this opening is not fair. Like, Lone Fire and Soul Charge is just not fair. And actually, I do want to touch on it. The very first video in the showcase, I go Lone Fire into Hermitry right away. The reason for that was, like, after I used Lone Fire the first time, it was asking him for a response, and I didn't really know what that could be, so I wanted a plant on board right away so I can use the Rose Archers in hand. Like, I didn't want, obviously I don't have Rose Archers right now, but in the video I had 2 Rose Archers, so I didn't want to go Lone Fire into Lone Fire, tribute the second Lone Fire and try and get a plant on board, and then him flip some random trap that would have stopped me. Looking back, I actually don't really know what could have stopped me, but in the moment I didn't really think about it. I was like, oh, I don't want to be stopped somehow, so let me just get a plant on board so I can use the Rose Archer. And that's kind of, because I don't know, just watching it back, I was like, that's probably not what I should have done. Anyway, just moving on. Sylvan Charity, put the Hermitry back because I'm going to get it anyway. And the order I put things back in with that didn't really matter. Like, I know I put the Hermitry back, I don't know what else I put back. And this is kind of what I was talking about when I said that this opening just isn't fair, because you have so many options available to you. So, Spellgrand, Hermitry, and I milled the second one, and like I said in the deck profile, you can only use each effect once per turn, because if you could use multiple, I would have had 2 Spellgrands, that would have been not fun for the other guy. Here he shows that he's playing Bujins, and well, this is one reason why I wasn't really, I wasn't really going to use the showcase. Right here, or I wasn't going to use this in the showcase. Right here, I attack and I Felgrand him. Obviously, I'm worried about the hair. I don't want the hair doing anything, but there was, like, okay. I was worried about the hair because I wanted this to die, but then he shows me that he has the crane. I figured that he didn't attack the first time because he didn't have the crane, or he knew that the Felgrand would stop him, so I don't know why he tried to protect it with crane this time. Because if he didn't attack the first time around, I don't understand why he would try it the second time around. So it's not like I have Honest or anything to be afraid of like that. So he goes into Susanoo, Veiler it, and like I said in the deck profile as well, having a Felgrand and Veiler, it just, your opponent isn't doing much. Uses Tenki, grabs another Yamato, and right here, I Felgrand his Susanoo because I was afraid of another crane, but he shows that he has Lance and gets rid of my Felgrand, so sad day. Here he grabs Yamato, and Veiler doesn't do anything against Yamato currently, but with the new ruling coming up, it will do a lot of nice stuff. Anyway, I grab I grab another Hermitry from the grave, start excavating stuff. And the reason Cherub's Breath didn't activate was because I used the Hermitry when I already had a monster on the field, so that's why that didn't work. And right here is why I didn't use this replay, because he waits, like, he doesn't chain hair to the activation of Heliopolis, which is what you're supposed to do. You can't wait for me to target cards, because by that time it's already, like, the cards get tributed, targeted, and destroyed all in, like, the same motion, or if that makes any sense. So that kind of loses him the game right there. And the only reason I say that is because he draws in the turtle right now, but I look later, he was going to top deck into Yamato. Now, I would have done the same exact plays right here. It's not like I would have done anything different. So basically, I would have wasted the Heliopolis, and he would still have like 2200 left. He would top deck into Yamato, he would have the hair to protect him for later. So things could have been different. I was going to top deck Kumashima. Granted, I would have been able to bring something back with Fertilizer, but I had no idea what I would have sent to the graveyard. And wait, actually no, I just would have brought back Hermitry, run him over, then he was over with. This Tellaknight video, or the Tellaknight duel, this was one of the better duels I had with the deck. It's just that he quit, and it doesn't look like this is going to So sorry about that. Okay, so here we are in this Tellaknight video. Not exactly the best opening. I do have Charity, so I can kind of remedy that. And I put a Hermitry and Sage Koi on top because Curry Bandit is a card that I draw into. So Sage Koi will allow me to recycle the Charity, and Hermitry will allow me to rearrange the top 3. So basically, I'm going to set whatever card I really want to draw into on top, and then the order of the other two cards don't matter because I'm just going to Sylvan Charity into it anyway. So whatever, I set the Martial Leap on top? I don't think so. Well, we'll see. Anyway, he shows these playing Tellaknights, he sets these guys, and he makes a Visceral, which is obviously what you should do against Sylvans. Yeah, I set Curry Bandit on top, okay. But I do have the Blaster, which again is a good card. So granted, I can't use any Excavating effects this turn. I mean, I could, but they wouldn't really do me any good. So I just get the Hermitry on top. And the way I set it up was I put the Curry Bandit on top, and I believe I put Veiler after it. Is that right? I didn't have 2 Curry Bandits. But whatever I really wanted to draw into or whatever I wanted to excavate, I put that second because I just wanted the Curry Bandit out of the way. So that's how I set that up with Charity, because I knew that I was going to get the Hermitry. Just kind of go from there. Here he does all the things, goes into Travail, bounces everything back, and kind of sets me back. Also, right here, when he used Travail's effect, I was really hoping he would have hit a Hermitry, because then I could have actually special summoned Sage Koya, because again, it's whenever a Sylvan is sent to the graveyard, so it doesn't matter from where. So that would have been nice, because you couldn't have gotten over the Sage Koya, or at least not with this card. Oh, I guess I did set the Martial Leaf on top, okay. Oh yeah, that would have made sense, because then the Sylvania would have excavated, so that would have been nice. And here is what I was talking about when I said that this card, wait for it, this card is very versatile. So I send the Hermitry to the graveyard to get to reorganize my top 8 cards however I want. Then I excavate 2, I excavate the Lone Fire and the Komoshrumo. I bounce back his Travail so he's not getting the effect off, and I bounce back my Fertilizer, which I already used this turn, but I get to use it again now. And that's game right there. Send the Lone Fire because why not, and he leaves. So that was game, you couldn't do anything about it. If that had finished, that definitely would have been the showcase, because I really did appreciate that duel. I really, had to think a little bit, and it was actually pretty fun. Next up, the second Shaddolls game, or the first for this video. The reason this isn't in here because this actually was the first video of the showcase, but let me pause it. This was actually the first video of the showcase. It's just that I don't know, I already had another Shaddolls Lightsworn duel, and then the other duel I got, the other Shaddolls Lightsworn duel, I thought was better than this, so I just kind of dropped it because I didn't want to have 3 Shaddolls games in there. Anyway, not the best start. I set a Komoshrumo, see what I can excavate. Hermitry, Sylvania, Charity, Lone Fire, Sylvania again. But I am able to special summon Sage Koya, which is nice. And here it was lucky because I did reorganize with Hermitry, but there's no guarantee I would have had anything worth excavating. But as soon as I saw Princess Sprout, I knew what I was going to, I knew what I was going for. The Bottomless is Maria, so she's gone for the game. I Blaster pop the other back row just to get it out of the way, and then Soul Charge everything back because it's such a good card. And here I'm in a little bit of a tight situation, not because my field is bad, because obviously it's not. It's just that whatever I excavate, like let's say I excavate a Princess Sprout, which I don't think I do. I'm not going to be able to get any effects. If I excavate a Komoshrumo, I'm not going to be able to get any effects. If I excavate a Sage Koya, I'm not going to be able to get any effects. So basically whatever I'm sending to the graveyard, I'm just sending to the graveyard because everything is full and there's not really anything to pop, if that makes any sense. But I think it was worth it anyway. So obviously I can't attack, so there's no reason to not use the Drake's Attack effect. And there I see that he's playing Shaddolls. He allures to get rid of whatever, Foolish Burial, to use another Foolish Burial, draw a card, Kaiser Coliseum, and Kaiser and Shaddolls, I don't play Shaddolls, so I can't really say anything, but I guess it makes sense, because Midrash says you can only special once. Wait, no, I don't know. That's what it is. Here, obviously, since he has a Falcon, there's no reason to not attack into it. Curry Bandit sends everything. Now, here, I actually do feel like I'm in a good situation, because Shaddolls are threatening, but not to the point where, or pure Shaddolls are not to the point where they can just completely clear your field like this. So I gave him, at this point he has a decision to make. He can either somehow find a way to destroy the Draco Sack, which is just going to destroy something next turn, worry about the Princess Sprout, which is going to basically set up next turn, or destroy Felgrand. So he has his work cut out. He has to destroy at least 2 of these things. And he Bookatayus the set Hedgehog to grab Shaddolls. Fusion, I guess, is what he would have gotten. He didn't see Fusion at all this game, did he? No. I'll be a Veiler that. Not happening. And I chose to Veiler instead of Felgrand just because I didn't want anything stupid happening. So I set Marsh Leaf on top of Sylvania by attributing the Kumashrumo. And I just summon out Blaster because why not? And that's enough for game. So that's that. This is the last one, I believe. And this one, I just don't really know what happened. Like, if you guys saw the video at the end of the deck profile, how we ended up on 2 Felgrands, a Stardust, turn 1, that's exactly what happens here. But my opponent's playing Gimmick Puppets, and he draws into Dark Hole, and he can't do anything with that, so that's why this wasn't in the showcase, because it's probably the best opening I have had with the deck, but I couldn't really use this because he doesn't do anything, there's no interaction. So yeah, this has been the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'm trying to get better with the whole like post-commentary the post-commentary thing because everything moves too fast. I don't know when to stop it, I don't know when to pause it or whatever, so hopefully I'm getting better with that and you guys enjoy this. But yeah. Oh, and also today's the 4th of July. Hopefully you guys are having a nice day. It's not exactly the best outside, but maybe where you guys are it's better. So I hope you guys enjoy. Talk to you later. Later, guys.